Debbie from 90 Day Fiance finally announced she is doing it, and can you guess what it is? She is moving on out. Y'all, the day has finally come after years and years and years. It has literally been since 1973, she said, but Debbie from 90 Day Fiance, Colt's mom, now Vanessa's mother-in-law, is actually moving out, which to me, I was kind of like, wait, I thought the condo was her place, but apparently not, because on the most recent episode of 90 Day Diaries on Discovery Plus, we got to see Colt and Vanessa, more on them in a minute, and we also got to see Debbie on her own. And she said she's ready. She wants to get out of their hair. She just kind of feels out of place. She wants to do her own thing. She wants to start meeting people and dating, which surprisingly Colt was like all for, and she's actually moving on out. Now notice how I used that word in a plural sense. I didn't say she moved out like it was past tense. I'm saying no, she is moving. So she visited like a couple places. She's trying to find a place. Honestly, she really only visited like one. She supposedly is going to visit others with Colt, but it's done. It's for sure. It's not, she wasn't talking like it might, maybe, no. She's just looking for the right place. She looked at one place, which was like this fancy spot. It was kind of almost like a relatively nice high-rise of some sort. It was really bizarre. And but she went in there saying, I want it to be 55 plus, so I can meet people my age and all that kind of stuff. And she went in this place, was like really nice. And then of course, when the person told her the price, it was $2,000 a month, which obviously she barely has a job. So she does food delivery with like Grubhub, I think, but it's like $2,000 a month just for rent is a ton. So yeah, she said no, not happening. And then she ended up telling Colt and Vanessa about the whole situation. Surprisingly, at first they were kind of like, oh, we're gonna miss you, but then also they were kind of like, okay, yeah, this is good. They weren't holding back. All of that kind of crap of Colt and Debbie being all buddy, so tight-knit, I don't know if it was for the show or if I don't really honestly have any idea. But it's like now when we see them, now that he has Vanessa, it's like the guy's like a different person. Like he's not as tight with his mom. They're still friendly, but they're not as like creepily friendly. So they were all for it. They just said, yes, we support you. You know, Colt was saying, I hope you find a man. And I'm just like, what is going on? So Debbie, yes, she is moving on out in life. She's going to go try to meet another man. And if you ever heard her talk on 90 Day Bears All, you would probably already know that she has definitely had some experience in the dating field before. Because yeah, she like supposedly was like seeing, you know, like Wilt Chamberlain, all these people, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, yeah, back in the day. So anyway, yes, Debbie, she's moving on out. Comment below what you guys think. And while we are talking about Debbie, we gotta talk about her son. Like I said, we did get to see Colt and Vanessa. They're going to be taking over the condo. So I don't know whose name the lease is in. It kind of, I thought it was like Debbie's place and Colt was living there. I guess not. But they're doing well. They're happy. She's kind of mellowing him out. It's like I don't know. They are married. If you don't already know, they did get married in secrecy, basically. But they're still together. They're still happy. Supposedly, because he constantly wants the romance, you know, that is kind of weighing on the relationship, but I think it's pretty minor. I don't think it's a big deal. I honestly could never stand Colt. I thought Colt was dramatic and annoying and a weirdo, and kind of same with, I honestly, because remember, Vanessa cheated. She had technically an affair of sorts. So, you know, because it was kind of a double whammy. I think she was still married to her guy, but for sure she did cheat with, you know, Colt on Jess. So I was never a fan of either of them, but I will say, for whatever reason, now, you guys are gonna hate me. I kind of like them together. They're like the two crazy people that are completely out of their mind, kind of like Darcy and Georgie. They're completely out of their mind, but together, they're kind of like a good couple. I mean, I'll tell you guys what, it's weird, it's strange, I don't know. So the only thing that's in the back of her head is the cheating thing. That's all she can think about is he gonna cheat on me? Cheat. Will Colt cheat? I don't know yet. As of now, I would say no. But in the future, if things change, he definitely has cheated before and he definitely would cheat again. If, you know, I don't know. I mean, once a cheater, always a cheater, right? So it is possible, but I will say, for his defense, they're like really happy together. It's strange. And he seems pretty, as I was saying, she mellowed him out kind of. All the craziness and the drama and the screaming and the mom. The other thing too that helps is Debbie loves Vanessa. And I don't know why. Maybe Larissa and Jess just sucked. See, now wouldn't that be funny? We're always giving crap and heat and trash to Debbie. But what if it was just that Larissa and Jess were both out of their mind and Debbie was looking out for Colt? I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying, what if? So, I don't know. Vanessa seems a little more mellow-headed. She kind of levels everyone out. Debbie loves her, Colt loves her, and that whole little clan, they're doing well. Very bizarre and strange, but they are doing pretty well. So I will let y'all know, kind of an ironic side note, is Debbie did follow me on Instagram, so maybe I'll try to get her to come on the channel, because she followed me. She was actually very nice, had her, you know, good things to say, and that was kind of cool to see. And then for the rest of 90 Day Diaries, we also got to see one of my favorite people, literally, one of my favorite people to ever be on the show. Tim Malcolm. And I don't know why. Tim is one of those kind of X Factor people where he's so bizarre. He's so strange. He just, and I'm not trying to be a jerk or whatever, but he's just such a bizarre kind of a person. I could never figure him out. Everything about him was so weird. And I thought the guy was just so interesting. So yes. But then also we got to see Veronica, who he was dating. They're not anymore. They're just friends now. We all know. And I love her. And I think she's sweet and nice and awesome. So it was kind of cool to see Tim. If you don't already know, years ago, him and that Jennifer girl, they broke up. Ironically, he didn't mention it, but ironically, she is now traveling the world with Jesse. Yes, Darcy's Jesse. They're traveling the world. I don't know if they're just friends or dating. I think they are definitely more on the romantic side of friends. I don't know how serious it is though, but they're together now. Tim is not with her. He basically just said, after I left Colombia, we stopped talking and we ended it. And then he was doing some dating. Now, he didn't mention that, but I remember seeing on his Instagram, he was dating this person, that person, and he was vaguely kind of dropping the hints. Then he met this new woman who is 23 years old. She lives in America. He didn't say where, but she lives 8 hours away from him, and he's in North Carolina. But she is from Colombia, and so they're together. They're happy. He's kind of, bouncing around the idea of her moving in with him, and I guess her starting a business with him, which I don't know how I feel about that because they haven't been dating that long. But I guess moving in, it is definitely early, but the thing I will say about that is they live 8 hours away, so it's got to be tough. I mean, that's far. 8 hours is really far. So it's got to be tough to see each other often with everything going on. I could see her maybe moving in with him, maybe, but starting a business, that's a long, because moving in is just moving in. If they break up, so be it. But if they, start a business and they're still dating, then all of a sudden then they break up, but they still own the business, that's like a lot of moving parts. So I wouldn't suggest that if I was Tim, but we're gonna have to wait and see. And Veronica, she's still with her man. She's dating this guy who looks oddly similar, not really similar, but kind of similar to Tim almost, kind of weird. But yeah, she's with this guy, very nice guy, it appears. And level-headed, normal. Veronica's like a complete catch. She appears to be very successful. She's a single mom. She's doing her own thing. She is independent. Like, I love her. Honestly, I've always thought she was funny. She's cool. She does her own... I'm a big fan of her. Tim is kind of more for laughing stake. But Veronica, I think she's amazing. So she's got this guy. I think it's going well. They've been together for quite some time. Ironically, once again, she started dating this guy when Tim started dating his lady, so we're going to see who, I guess, taps out first, but they're together. They're still doing well. Her man, I think his name is Grant, and Tim went out and got pedicures together, which is just bizarre and random and weird, but they did that. They're happy. They're kind of buddy-buddy. Veronica was happy, and then we got to see Tim spend time with Veronica's daughter, which, I thought that was weird when I first met Tim, that he was like raising this girl, because they just dated, but she doesn't have a dad. And if he wants to do it, I'm all for it. I think it is actually pretty cool and pretty nice of him. And now we got to see Benjamin and Akini. We got to see them tie the knot and get married. Oh, long story short with them is a couple of 90 diaries ago, we got to see, Akini come to America after the pandemic. I want to say, maybe like February time frame. She came, everything opened up. She came to America. And at first it was like a little rocky when she first got here. Then their episode ended. On this last 90-Day Diaries episode, we got to see it. It was 2.5 months later. They're having the wedding. Everyone was so happy. There was a little bit of drama, but all in all, within the situation, like Akini's family zoomed in and she had no idea, which I kind of was like, how would she not? I don't know. Maybe she didn't know, but I was still kind of like, really? But, Benjamin was saying he surprised her. She had no idea. She was in tears. So I always kind of thought their relationship was a little bit forced, that Benjamin thought she was amazing. And Akini was kind of like, yeah, he's okay, but, if I can come to America, better life kind of thing. But I think when he did that, and he's trying, and they're communicating better, and I just kind of think that she's starting to kind of open up and like him more. I think. I could be wrong, but they did it. They got married. Like I said, her family zoomed in. It was really sweet. He was crying. She was crying. They were dancing. It was all sunshine and rainbows. It was kind of a hodgepodge of a thing, though, because it was in the middle of the pandemic, and her family wasn't there physically. His family, I don't know if they were there because it was like just a couple random people there. She had some friends that she met from church. They were actually in her bridal party, whatever, but like the person that walked her down the aisle was Benjamin's roommate. Her maid of honor was also Benjamin's. Like it was just a real random group of people, which is, expected. She has no family here, and I guess he might have a small family. I don't know about that, but we didn't like meet his parents or anything, so that was a little weird. There's probably a little bit of something behind that, because usually we would definitely meet the people's parents. I mean, hey, we met hers, so you know, it's like we never did meet his. But either way though, they tied the knot, they got married, they're happy. He was all running around, skipping around, so happy. She seemed pretty happy too. They had a little bit of arguments before, you know, when they were getting the wedding, but you know, they were getting everything set up pretty much by themselves. And obviously, and they're also getting married. It's stressful. It's chaotic. I think they'll be together for the long haul. This is not his first marriage, so we're going to see what happens with him, but I think he's definitely serious, and I don't think she's going anywhere either. And so they seem actually pretty happy. Like I said, she met some friends, which is just amazing and awesome and cool. And all in all, Benjamin and Akini, I mean, they're doing pretty well. I was expecting to see them on 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days in the next season, because I just figured it's like, you know, they did the whole process. They did the K-1 visa, she got approved, she came to America, and they had 90 days to get married. So I just figured they'd be on that show, but no, they weren't, and they're on 90 Diaries instead. And last but not least, y'all will not guess it. Oh my God, I was seriously in tears laughing watching this. That would be Ash. Do you guys remember Ash, who was with Avery? Okay, yes, they broke up if you don't already know. He, apparently his heart chakra is blocked and all this crap, and so no, he's not dating, which I don't know, I like kind of think that's not true, but either way, he said, no, I'm not dating, he's single, he's doing his own thing, he's trying to find himself and all this crap. The reason why I was laughing on my floor, hysterically crying, is because they replayed that scene where he was doing the whole men's, women, remember the whole women presentation thing, where he was giving ladies advice on how, like, it was like the literal, maybe top 5 funniest scenes ever, because it was so cringy, so awkward. He was saying that women do this, women do that, and the whole crowd was just women who's basically just offending women. It was so funny. So, yeah, he has no idea what he's talking about. No offense, Ash, but he's definitely, I wouldn't, if I was a woman, I would not be taking women, like, it doesn't even make any sense. Like, dude, go and date. I mean, I get it, why, because it's kind of a cool, it's a unique hook. Most men that are dating coaches teach men. Most women teach women. Some women, though, do teach men, but to me, it just seemed like flip-flop. What would he know about women? Like, it just, I don't know. It seemed really strange. And of course, the icing on the cake is he's in the middle of an awful relationship at the time of being a dating coach. So it's like, really? Do you really know what you're even talking about, Ash? But that scene was so funny, so we gotta rewatch that. He even admitted it. It was awkward. It was, you know, cringy, weird. He was kind of laughing it off. He apparently is trying to find himself. He is taking salsa classes. The only really interesting thing I will say about him is he apparently got approached to start this it's a new business thing. I don't really know, like a retreat center in Bali. I've always wanted to move there. But yeah, in Bali, he wants to do this thing. He has his son, though, and I kind of think he's a good dad. I also kind of think he's kind of a little squirmy-ish. Like, he talks in terms of like a salesman. Like, he never actually just says, so here's the deal. He had to tell his son that there's a possibility that he might be moving to Bali to run this business. So instead of just sitting him down and say, son, I love you. I have a business opportunity to move to this other country, and I think I might do it. Instead, he's so squirmy and slimy. He goes, son, how would you like to wake up on the beach and go swimming and be happy every day? And the guy just said, yeah. You know, the guy's 10 years old. He goes, yeah, I'd love to do all that stuff. And then he kind of slowly kind of squirmed into this whole thing of, it's like, just be honest. It's your kid. He's like one of those, you know, persuasion guys that can't ever just say what he's trying to say. Just get to the point. He was beating around the bush and saying, how would you like this in the water and the beach and the ocean and to be happy? And it's like, well, what do you think the kid's going to say? No? So, yeah, you know, it was just stupid. He's kind of a slimy guy. I think he's, yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan of him. He's definitely kind of a slimy, weirdish kind of a guy, kind of strange, and yeah, he's just kind of a liar. I don't even know. But anyway, y'all, Ash, we did get to see him. He's talking about moving to Bali. I'm not sure if he has or has not, but it sounds like the whole situation with his kid and his ex might be kind of the thing holding him back. Well, y'all, 90 Day Fiance, like I said, Debbie, she is moving on out and on to bigger things, and I'm sure she's going to be having a boyfriend. Yeah, I'm sure she's probably already dating, to be honest, because y'all, she is not holding back. She is open about it, and she should be. She's single, technically. She is actually widowed. She lost her husband. But it's still like she is single. She can do her own thing. She's living her life, and she is finally moving out. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please tap that like button, hit the comments below, hit the subscribe button, and y'all better stay tuned for many more videos.